Picture this, March 20th, 2024, TD Garden. The Milwaukee Bucks learned a tough lesson about overlooking Payton Pritchard. Coming off the Celtics bench, Pritchard lit up the scoreboard with a career-high 28 points, absolutely torching one of the NBA's top teams. But that's not even the craziest part. Since February, this 6'1" guard has been shooting lights out from beyond the arc at 56.3%. That's better than most players shoot layups. Think about that for a second. A backup guard is hitting threes more efficiently than some guys hit shots right at the rim. So what's the real story here? How did a guy who barely saw the court last season transform into one of Boston's deadliest weapons? The answer might surprise you. Let's rewind to draft night 2020. The Boston Celtics picked Pritchard 26th overall, a selection that raised some eyebrows. But here's what most fans didn't know. This guy was a walking bucket in college. At Oregon, Pritchard wasn't just good, he was the best player in the Pac-12, period. We're talking 20.5 points per game, leading the entire conference. During his first few years in Boston, Pritchard was stuck in a tough spot. His rookie season showed flashes. Hitting that game winner against Miami got everyone talking. Then came the reality of playing behind Marcus Smart and Derek White. In 2022-23 season, his minutes dropped to just 13 per game. Then everything changed in October 2023. The Celtics didn't just keep him around. They locked him up with a $30 million contract extension. Now that's what you call betting on yourself. 2 months later, he proved why that bet was worth every penny, becoming the spark plug off the bench that championship teams dream about. Numbers don't lie, and Pritchard's shooting stats in 2023-24 tell an incredible story. That 43.5% three-point accuracy, it ranks him among the NBA's top 10 shooters this season, but raw percentages only scratch the surface. Watch him in action, and you'll notice something special. That lightning-quick release. The ball leaves his hands faster than defenders can close out. This isn't just good shooting, it's elite-level accuracy at NBA speed. The impact on Boston's offense is staggering. When Pritchard steps on the court, the Celtics' offensive rating jumps to 122.4 points per 100 possessions. For perspective, that's better than having an extra all-star on the floor. Even more impressive, he's outgunning established bench snipers like Malik Monk and Norman Powell in both volume and efficiency. Teams used to dare Pritchard to shoot. Now, they're scrambling to prevent him from even touching the ball. That's the kind of respect you earn when you're drilling threes at a clip that makes even Stephen Curry nod in approval. Three-point shooting made Pritchard dangerous, but it's his complete offensive game that's making him unstoppable. His assists per 36 minutes have jumped to 6.2 this season, the highest of his career. Think about that. A bench player creating scoring opportunities at the same rate as many starting point guards. The pick and roll stats jump off the page. When Pritchard runs the pick and roll, the Celtics score 1.12 points per possession. That puts him in the NBA's top 20% in efficiency. Defenders can't just focus on his shot anymore. They're getting burned by his passing too. Here's what really blows minds. This 6'1" guard is setting screens like a forward. The numbers back it up. His screen assists lead all NBA guards under 6'3". It's not just about being willing to do it, it's about being smart enough to know when to do it. Watch any Celtics game now, and you'll see how Pritchard's presence changes everything. When he's on the court, driving lanes get wider, shooters get more open looks. Why? Because no defender dares to leave him alone. One step of space is all he needs to make teams pay. Critics used to point at Pritchard's defense as his biggest weakness, but that criticism has aged like milk. The numbers tell a different story in 2024. His defensive rating has improved to 110.8, ranking him among the most effective defensive bench guards in the league. Standing at 6'1", Pritchard constantly faces bigger opponents, but watch him guard players like Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Brunson. He's not backing down. The tracking data shows he's forcing tough shots, with opponents shooting just 42.3% when he's the primary defender. That's better than several all-defense team candidates. Head coach Joe Mazzulla isn't just throwing him out there in garbage time anymore. Pritchard's earning crucial fourth-quarter minutes in tight games. Against the Knicks last month, he played the final 8 minutes, forcing 2 crucial turnovers that sealed the win. The Celtics' defensive scheme gets more flexible with Pritchard on the floor. They can switch more aggressively, knowing he'll battle through screens and contest shots. His defensive positioning has become so reliable that teammates are calling him the mini Marcus Smart. And in Boston, that's about as high as praise gets. Nobody predicted Pritchard would become a key piece in the Celtics' historic 2024 run. But here we are, Boston holding the NBA's best record, and Pritchard's fingerprints are all over it. The team's net rating with him on the court is an astronomical plus 12.4, ranking him in the top 5% of all NBA bench players. In clutch moments, those last 5 minutes of close games, Pritchard's numbers are straight out of a video game. He's shooting 52% from 3 in these situations, making him one of the most reliable closers in the league. Remember that overtime thriller against the Nuggets? 3 straight possessions, 3 straight buckets from Pritchard. Game over. His veteran teammates can't stop praising him. Jason Tatum recently called him our secret weapon that isn't so secret anymore. Jaylen Brown went even further, saying, "PP's development is one of the biggest reasons we're different this year." Even the usually reserved Kristaps Porzingis admitted, having Payton on the court is like having another starter. Looking at the game logs tells an incredible story. In games where Pritchard plays more than 20 minutes, the Celtics have won 87% of the time. That's not just good, it's championship-level impact. Against Philadelphia in February, he dropped 18 points in just 22 minutes, including the dagger 3 that had the TD Garden shaking. The analytics back up what our eyes are seeing. When Pritchard shares the court with the Celtics' closing lineup, their offensive efficiency skyrockets to 125.6 points per 100 possessions, the highest of any regular rotation combination in the NBA. He's not just contributing to Boston's success, he's amplifying it in ways nobody saw coming. That 4-year, $30 million contract extension Pritchard signed, it's starting to look like the biggest bargain in the NBA. With the salary cap projected to jump next season, having a player of his caliber locked in at just $7.5 million annually is pure gold for the Celtics' championship window. The development curve suggests we haven't seen Pritchard's ceiling yet. His efficiency numbers have improved every month this season. January, 41% from 3. February, 48%. March, pushing 56%. The progression isn't just impressive, it's unprecedented for a 4th-year guard. Basketball analysts are projecting even bigger things. Based on his current trajectory and advanced metrics, Pritchard is on pace to join the elite 50-40-90 club next season, a feat achieved by only 9 players in NBA history. The Celtics front office is looking like geniuses for locking him up early. For Boston's title hopes, Pritchard isn't just a luxury anymore, he's becoming essential. The coaching staff has already hinted at expanding his role in the playoffs, potentially playing him alongside the starters in critical stretches. When your bench player is putting up starter-quality numbers with championship-level impact, the rest of the NBA has a serious problem. Remember that 28-point explosion against Milwaukee we opened with? That wasn't just a random hot night. That was Payton Pritchard announcing himself to the NBA. From barely playing last season to becoming one of the league's most efficient scorers, shooting an mind-blowing 56.3% from 3 since February, Pritchard isn't just helping the Celtics chase their 18th banner. He's writing his own championship story. The numbers tell us this isn't a fluke. The eye test confirms it, and the Celtics' league-leading record proves it. Payton Pritchard isn't just Boston's unsung hero anymore. He's becoming one of their most valuable weapons. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Pritchard's incredible rise, make sure to hit that like button, and don't miss our upcoming NBA analysis. Tap subscribe and turn on notifications to catch every video the moment it drops. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on Pritchard's impact this season.